Today on the bench I want to tie you up the Kreelex Minnow. You know, we're using this pattern on the Bow River and it's a great attractor. You know, you can fish it a lot of different ways, but erratic and fast is the best. So make sure you have these materials ready before you tie the fly. For the hook, we'll use a size 6 4x long streamer. We'll use some white 100D nano silk for the thread, a 7 32nd inch nickel yellow reel eyes, dumbbell eyes for the eyes, some silver Kreelex 001 HL material for the tail, some silver Kreelex 001 HL for the underwing, and some gold Kreelex 002 HL for the overwing. To start the fly off, I have my thread onto the hook and I'm going to build up a little bit of a base layer here right near the head. Just down from the eye, just back from the eye a little bit, because I'm going to put the dumbbell eyes on now. And you want a bit of a base layer to build from. So you put your dumbbell eyes there, take a few wraps one way, move it over, get it on there on the top, and then just do a bunch of figure eights. You know, build that thread up around those eyes quite well, because you want this not to move at all. And a lot of people, once they finish with the eyes, they'll actually head cement them to hold them in place. So that's a good idea too, is you can put a bunch of head cement on there just to make sure they don't slide on you. So now that the eyes are tied in, I've taken my thread to the back of the hook and I've taken a clump of my silver metallic material. I'm going to double it over and we're just going to tie it in and put the tail in. I always like to double over with the thread so that it holds in place. And then make sure you go over that material. So, you know, we've got a good clump in there. I've tied over it. Tie it in good, right at the rear of the hook. Bring the thread over. Then we're going to cut it about the length of the hook. So let's bring it back. That's about the length of the hook and cut off the tail there. And you can vary the length. You know, I like this minnow to be quite long because I'll use it for various types of fish, even salmon. So I want it fairly big. Now that we've got the tail tied in, I'm going to move all the way up to the front and I'm going to go in front of my eyes. So finish your thread there. And again, take about the same amount of material. You know, it's probably, if you look at it, it's probably 25 to 30 strands of your metallic material. And take the silver. And again, we're going to double it over. So double it over. Tie it in front of the eyes. Make sure it's in there good. Tie it in well. And then take it behind the eyes and wrap it down. And don't tie it back much further. That's about as far as you want to go. Now this is going to create as this fly flips over due to the eyes, that's going to be your underwing. And I like this to be just past the hook bend. So there's your underwing. Now what we're going to do is invert the fly, because this is the way the fly is going to run, and we're actually going to put in our top wing. Now that we have the tail and essentially the underwing tied in, I'm going to tie in the overwing and I'm going to go with gold material. Now it comes in a variety of different colors, but the silver and gold seem to be a good combination. So now for this one, we're going to tie it right in front of the eyes and bring that back. And tie it down pretty good. Now the big thing with this one is I'm not going to tie it over here. A lot of people will actually take it and tie it down so it's flat. I like it to be a full wing. So I'm just going to tie it in front of those eyes, pull it all up after you get it tied in, and we want it as long as the top silver piece. So it should go just past your hook bend. And it's going to lay down. Take a couple of wraps over, just your eyes. And that will lay that nice and flat down on your hook. So you've got a good wing on there. So to finish the fly off, I've got my whip finisher. And again, I'm just going to whip finish a nice white head on the fly. A lot of times I'll use some coloring on this. You know, we can use red thread, you can use some hot orange. But with this fly in this pattern with that silver and the gold, I like a white thread. And just cut off your excess thread. So there it is, the finished Kreelex Minnow. You know, it's kind of a cool pattern. It's actually a really good attractor pattern. See how nice it is? It sits like that in the water, inverted, so you got a nice bronzy or gold wing on it. Big key with this pattern, fish it fast and fish it deep, and you'll have success. To watch all our latest Sport Fishing on the Fly episodes and to order Sport Fishing on the Fly merchandise, head to www.sfotf.ca. And if you would like to book an adventure like this one shown, head to ontheflyadventures.ca and book yourself the trip of a lifetime.